Coming up on Cardinals Insider.
Our hope is that we create value no matter where we're picking.
Go behind the scenes of this year's Major League Baseball draft and find out who was selected by the Cardinals. Plus,
I expected it to be incredible, but it was, way beyond that.
It's what every player dreams of, getting the call and hitting it out of the park. We talk with Lane Thomas coming up. And later,
the city, the way they received us here, it's amazing.
Go inside the radio booth with the Cardinals Spanish broadcasters. Those stories and more ahead on Cardinals Insider. Welcome to Cardinals Insider. I'm your host, Ozzie Smith. The 2019 Major League Baseball draft took place earlier this month. A whole team of front office employees spend months preparing for the three-day event. And what happens in the draft can change the history of the organization. Here's a small sample of the Cardinals' 2019 class.
It's challenging for everyone, right? You guys can look through at those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 draft picks, and there have been misses along the way. I think the challenge for us is something that we attempt to rise to. It's not something that's a crutch. It's not something that we bemoan. I actually hope in the years to come that we draft lower than 19. I want to draft lower. And our hope is that we create value no matter where we're picking.
With the 19th selection of the 2019 MLB Draft, the St. Louis Cardinals select Zach Thompson, a left-handed pitcher from the University of Kentucky.
When you talk about resiliency, you talk about someone who has bounced back from some injury in Zach Thompson and then continued to gain steam at an elite level with a fastball, breaking ball package that really can dominate. And so having that and being left-handed, you're excited about that.
Making it official, Zach Thompson on the big board, going to the St. Louis Cardinals.
With the 58th selection of the 2019 MLB Draft, the St. Louis Cardinals select Trejan Fletcher, a center fielder from Deering High School, Portland, Maine.
With Trey Fletcher, you're really excited about the possibilities in the future. He's a ways away, and time will tell. But to be able to get that type of tool package, who was committed to Vanderbilt, who someone else had already advocated for, and saying that they wanted to have him be a part of their winning culture there. I think that we're really excited to have him be part of our winning culture. It's one of the things I just love about the draft is the cyclical nature. Our scouts, after catching a breather and a flight home, will then begin looking for draft picks for next year. And so the takeaway is anticipation and hope and appreciation for the countless hours that culminate over these last 3 days. I can say with conviction and confidence that I'm proud of our staff and our amateur scouting department for the body of work that they just completed.
Someday, this year's draftees may experience their first big league at bat. It's always special, but hitting a home run makes it even more memorable. Entering 2019, only 9 players in Cardinal history had gone yard in their first big league at bat. And earlier this season, Lane Thomas became the 10th.
And it brings in the pinch hitter. And this is Lane Thomas.
Definitely heart was beating pretty quick. I got left on deck. I've told the story. I got left on deck in Milwaukee, and I definitely the nerves hit then, so I'm almost glad I kind of almost got to hit, just so I knew what it was going to feel like and stuff. But yeah, it was pretty surreal.
So the catcher, Ramos, goes to the mound. I say, you know this guy? No, I don't know him. You know him? No, I don't know him. He must be new, huh? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, incredible. I didn't expect it to go like that, obviously, but I'm glad it did.
Well, we'll tell you about him, that he led the Cardinal minor leaguers in home runs with 27, RBIs with 88 last season, splitting time with Memphis and Springfield.
Threw me that the pitch that I hit out, the pitch before, just a little bit more off, so I just kind of doubled up, and I remember what it looked like, and put a good swing on it.
Swinging a fly ball in the right field, back goes the right fielder. At the wall, off the top of the wall, and the kid hits a triple his first at bat. It hit the top of the wall. Then the right fielder caught it and threw it over to third. So he picks up a RBI triple in his first big league at bat.
I think that was kind of like a point where I just kind of, stood there and took a deep breath and kind of soaked it all in, and just kind of, it was pretty cool.
They may want to take a look at that one. That may be a home run, Mike. We're looking at it now.
Well, what it did, it hit the top of the wall, and then it hit the back.
That's a home run.
That's a home run. They called a home run. There it is.
It was awesome, just having the guys waiting for you and kind of congratulate you. And then, on top of that, the curtain call was, is what you dream about.
And the first major league base hit for Thomas is a home run.
They definitely had to tell me to go do that. I wasn't, familiar with that, so it was really cool.
Thomas takes a bow.
The fans wanted the curtain call.
He got it.
I expected it to be incredible, but it was, way beyond that.
Straight ahead on Cardinals Insider.
We have people listening in Germany, in Spanish, in Germany.
How the Cardinals are reaching a new audience. Also coming up,
it was a goosebump moment for everyone, including myself.
See how a chance encounter at Busch Stadium united these two families. Baseball is America's pastime, but it has become a global game. The sport is loved in many Spanish-speaking countries, and since 2016, the Cardinals have been broadcasting select games in Spanish. Polo Asensio delivers the play-by-play, and Benji Molina provides color commentary. Together, they've become a favorite for fans of every language.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Béisbol bajo la sombra del arco, béisbol en vivo y en directo desde Busch Stadium, la casa de los Cardenales.
I like to call us Punji, like Benifer and things like that. It's Polo and Benji, so I call it Punji. Everywhere I go, any restaurant that I go, people that recognize me, where's Benji? Where's Benji? You have to embrace what life gives you, and I'm embracing it, and I think he is too.
I think the way that people engage to us, the way that people see us outside, they don't understand a word we're saying, of course, but they see us on the road, they see us on the streets, and they come to us and they give us a hug, and, oh man, you guys are Spanish radio. And I'm like, you know Spanish? And they're like, no. Like, how the heck do you know about us? So things like that. So I think that's one of the things that we enjoy. The people, the way they received us, the city, the way they received us here, it's amazing.
Goal! Goal, 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 that one guy!
It's magical what is happening here, because two guys like from very similar upbringings, but then in the middle of life, we unite here in San Luis, of all places. The more we talk to each other, the more we understand, the more we find things. You're even talking to Yadi, the way Yadier talks about his upbringing and how they play is like, I used to do that.
Yadi makes it a lot easier for us because he wants to reach a lot of Hispanics, and we're doing it. We have people listening in Germany, in Spanish, in Germany. And you go to Central America, which a lot of these kids are from. Munoz, he's like, hey, where can my family listen? And then all of a sudden they're listening, watching the game on TV, but listening to us because they don't understand English. So for them to tell us that, it feels amazing, When I met Polo, I told him, I said, hey man, all we have to do is make people understand the game. They're not watching. Most of them are radio, so let's make them understand, and then let's make them have fun on the way.
And I think that's what we need nowadays. Never forget what's at stake and what's important, which is the game, but also never forget to have fun, because at the end, fans are out there listening. We need to make it entertaining, even if the game is boring, as some say. I hope the fans listening have as much fun as we have doing the games.
Straight ahead.
Close your eyes, and it was just like hugging my brother all over again.
A heartfelt reunion at Busch when two families meet by chance. Hear about their special bond. Plus,
when I grow up, I want to be the future organist for the Cardinals.
Most superfans at Busch are here for the players, but this one has a different stadium hero. Busch Stadium hosts theme night throughout the summer. but one stands out so far in 2019. Transplant Awareness Night brought a heart transplant recipient together with his donor's family. Their chance meeting touched people across the world, so the Cardinals decided to bring them back for another game together.
Two families share one gift.
Who knew attending a baseball game could bring two families together for one unforgettable moment? And it all happened right here at Busch Stadium in the heart of St. Louis.
The Bulger family attends Transplant Awareness Day at the ballpark every year to support their brother Donovan, who lost his life in a car accident in 2016. Little did they know their brother's heart recipient, John Sumi, was attending the game as well and was standing only a couple feet away.
I hear a lady say, "Are you Donovan's family?" And, they're like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Well, my husband has his heart. We have his heart. He's right over here." And then it was just chaotic kind of after that.
It was a goosebump moment for everyone, including myself.
A few weeks later, the Sumis and Bulgers returned to Busch Stadium for a celebratory first pitch. A cardiologist from Barnes Jewish Hospital even brought equipment to help the families hear Donovan's heart again.
It's just an incredible feeling. It was just kind of like, close your eyes, and it was just like hugging my brother all over again.
They're a wonderful family, and I'm just so fortunate in so many ways. Obviously I'm fortunate for the tremendous gift that I received from their loved one, and now we feel like we have an extended family.
Two families and one unforgettable gift leave the ballpark with now two gifts: the gift of Donovan's heart and finding each other. For Cardinals Insider, I'm Emily Stevens.
Most kids imitate their favorite ball player, but Logan Miller has always pretended he was Cardinals organist Dwayne Hilton. He taught himself to play the keyboard by watching YouTube videos and fills his family's home with Hilton's ballpark melodies. So it was quite the thrill when he got to meet his idol.
There are many positions that kids dream of playing on the field here at Busch Stadium, but 7-year-old Logan Miller dreams of playing for the Cardinals in a different way.
I'm Logan, and I'm going to play a song for you.
A few weeks ago, we received a video of Logan playing the keyboard. He told us his idol was Dwayne Hilton, who's been the Cardinals organist for 13 seasons.
It's crazy, Of course, I kind of just feel like I'm background music, but really supporting the team during the game and trying to get people to clap and stuff. But for a person to stick out and want to meet me, that's pretty cool.
You're gonna hit this black key. And then this is gonna be your left hand. This is gonna be your right hand.
Dwayne showed Logan the organ he uses every Cardinals home game, and together they sat down and played all the ballpark favorites.
Of course, we played Charge. We played, Here We Go, Cardinals, Here We Go.
Loved it.
We used the claps. We did Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We even played the Budweiser jingle, Here Comes the King. And Logan could play all of them. It was amazing.
At age 5, Logan taught himself how to play the keyboard watching YouTube videos. And by age 7, he already knew what he wanted to be when he grew up.
When I grow up, I want to be the future organist for the Cardinals.
Awesome. All right. Now, what about, do you know Take Me Out to the Ball Game?
Mm-hmm.
Play it up here.
Not every Cardinal dream is born on the field. For Cardinals Insider, I'm Brett McMillan.
It's time for this week's trivia question. 75 years ago, the Cardinals met the Browns in the World Series. The Cards won in 6, collecting their second of 3 World Championships during that decade. During their time in St. Louis, how many World Series did the Browns win? Was it 0, 1, 2, or 3? The answer when we return. We're back with the answer to this week's trivia question. We ask how many World Series the St. Louis Browns won. The answer is 0. In fact, 44 was their only pennant. They came close in 1922, losing out to Babe Ruth's Yankees by a single game. Last week, we looked at the 44 Cardinals. This week, we're talking about the Browns team they faced.
They were very, very sharp. And when I say they, I'm talking about Bill DeWitt Sr. He was the man, the general manager, guiding this whole situation. He was the general manager of the year, the executive of the year is what they called it in those days. So it was really a bunch of gritty guys, played well, but it was so well orchestrated, and I give all that credit to Bill DeWitt Sr. With the war going on, headed into 1944, Major League Baseball did some soul searching. You don't want a scene where baseball players and young bathing beauties are on the beach in Florida or in California. You know, at the same time, their sons are either in the Japanese or the German theater. They set a line, basically the Mason-Dixon line. Nobody could be south of that line or west of the Mississippi except for the Cardinals and the Browns. But they were all really in snowy, wintry areas in February playing the ball. It became known as the Long Underwear League. The Cardinals went over to Cairo, Illinois, and the Browns went down to Cape Girardeau, and they found, I guess you would say, a hidden gem, where they found a big old farm convention horse show building that had all dirt surface in there for the shows, and that became their home. And they were like the only team that was working extensively indoors during this harsh climate. They were kind of a rough and tumble crew. They weren't quite like the Gas House Gang, but it was a collection of scrappers. Like the first 70 days, there was a period they were in first place. But then slowly, the Detroit Tigers and the Yankees started to play well and catch them.
And the Browns walk into this series the hard way. They fought the toughest kind of a fight to get here, and they're raring to go.
The American League put out this is how it would work if there was a three-way tie. What it came down to was the last day of the season. The Washington Senators beat the Tigers. And that meant if the Browns win, they're the champions. If not, there's a tie. Chet Labes came in, hit 2 home runs that day. Probably one of the most pinnacle points in baseball history in St. Louis. The Browns win and how they did it.
Coming up next,
you can actually buy a personalized engravable bat.
a personalized experience at Busch. How fans can take home this souvenir. This past winter, new state-of-the-art lights were installed at Busch Stadium. The work was done by a company called Plan LED. This summer, they're partnering with the Cardinals to provide brand new lights to Lion Academy in South St. Louis.
We're proud to announce our partnership with Plan LED, with our good friends at the Electrical Connection, and of course the St. Louis Public School Foundation, where we are going to be donating an installation of LED, human-centric, human performance, improving lighting to 3 schools here in the St. Louis Public Schools District.
The Shine STL will provide engineering and materials to retrofit and install a new human-centric lighting system in the computer laboratory classroom at Lion Academy, as well as the gymnasium at Gateway Elementary and the multi-purpose room at Gateway Michael.
The partnership with Plan and the Cardinals comes really at a perfect time. We have just learned the benefits of the LED lighting and really have begun a district-wide project to look at doing this kind of work throughout the district because the lighting really makes a difference.
Thank you to John and Plan LED for inviting me to be a part of this program. I look forward to being the ambassador for the Community Outreach Program on behalf of the Cardinals and hope to bring attention to the significance of human-centric lighting and how it can benefit children in our local schools.
We're honored to have Ozzy as our ambassador. We understand how much commitment that he carries throughout his life to support the community and how much he cares about the children and the next generation.
Great partnership, all coming together with the common theme of trying to improve the learning situation in our schools, and we're excited that we're going to be able to embark on that this summer in these 3 schools.
There are many souvenirs at a Cardinals game, but not all of them are personalized. However, one spot in the ballpark is providing the chance to put your name on your very own baseball bat.
So we offer this really cool program provided by Louisville Slugger where you can actually buy a personalized engravable bat. And we do those in 3 different sizes. We do them in a bunch of different colors. And fans can come in and order one and we can have it ready within 10 minutes of them placing the order.
We decided to come in and we were looking for my dad a Father's Day present. And we saw the bats that you could get engraved, and me and my mom thought it'd be a good idea to sneak out during the game and get him a bat engraved.
It's really exciting when fans come into the store because they don't expect to be able to watch the process of a bat being engraved. So what happens is fans will come in and we give them an order form. We help them through that process of what logos they can choose, what they'd like engraved on the bat as far as the text. And then we type that into a computer, send it to the laser, and then we engrave it.
I think it'll be special because it'll come from us, and it is Cardinals, and we're a Cardinals family.
Our authentic shop that houses the engravable machine is actually located in Busch Stadium in center field between gates 5 and 6. And you can visit us any game as soon as the gates open until a half hour after the game.
This episode is coming to a close, but we're always online at cardinals.com/insider. Plus, our YouTube page houses all of our content, including individual stories and past episodes. Each season, Purina Pooches in the Park allows dog owners to bring their furry friends to the ballpark. But fans aren't the only dog people. Here's a meet and greet some Cardinal players sure seem to enjoy.
Oh my goodness.
I got you.